Shalom and welcome to Simas of Torah. This year is entitled Eating Out Part 5. Can one who eats only Chalak meat eat by a person who eats non-Chalak as well as Chalak? So Rav Yosef in Yabia Omer Chalak Hey, Yoreh Daiah Siman Gimel discusses this very case. And he first spends time making it clear that the minhag the Sfaradim Edut Mizrach is to only eat Chalak. He quotes all the sources and the Rishonim and the Shulchan Aruch. And of course, his father has to be makbid on that, he writes. But can he go to someone's house? He's invited out to a friend who is not makbid on Chalak Dafka. So Rav Vadia brings up a fascinating concept of Sveika. He says, first of all, who says that right now he is serving non-Chalak meat? That's one suffix. And suffix number two is, even if he is serving non-Chalak meat, who says that sheet is wrong? Maybe the halacha is that a sircha on the lung, that adhesion on the lung, does not make the animal treif. So it's true the Shulchan Aruch paskins that the sircha is a problem, but that doesn't mean the other shita doesn't exist and cannot be used in a sfeik. Rabbi Yosef holds it could. So he says, therefore, maybe we have the katab of a sfeika. Then he says, wait a second, could we rely on a sfeika? There's times that we don't rely on a suffix when we could go and look into it. Classic cases, I go over into a house on Pesach, and I assume that's checked, but then I go in, I'm not sure. The guy's not around to ask. So I have to go ahead and check. I don't just say suffix, maybe it's wrong to get myself into suffix or a sfeik if I'm able to check it out. He says, no, maybe Pesach is different because there's an assumption that there's chametz in the house. And when there's an assumption there's chametz in the house, I need to know that it's been removed. And therefore either I check it myself or I know that the owner checked it. But over here, I don't know of any problem. The animal was alive, now it's shechted. Once it's shechted, the assumption is it's fine. So that's different than the case of the house where I know it is not fine, and now I need to prove that it was fixed up. So because of that chiluk, maybe over here I could say sfeik. I go to his house. Maybe he's serving regular meat, halak meat, and if he's not serving halak meat, maybe that meat is fine as well. This is Rabbi Yosef's conclusion, and he says, taking into account the phenomenon of Ava, ill will, so maybe it is best to rely on this sfeika and not look into it anymore and eat at the person's house and not cause any ill will. So we might say, wait, at the beginning of the series in shir number 2, we mentioned that Ava is only halacha when by bread, we have the leniency by Ava. How do we have it over here as well? So it could be Rav Vadia saying that no. When is Ava only a heter? By Pas Akum, when there clearly I'm eating something which I don't normally eat, and then I'm only allowed to eat in this one case because of Ava. I'm allowed to eat the Pat Akum because of Ava. In this case, there's a concept of sfeika. Maybe there'll be those who are machmir, don't rely on sfeik when you can look into it more. So there, Rav Vadia says that we could bring in Ava as a reason to rely on sfeika and not even ask. But that's different than the case of the Shulchan Aruch, which limits Ava only to one case. So, according to Rav Vadia, in some, the Sfaradim are very makbid on only eating Chalak meat, but if they're invited out, and the person does sometimes eat and serve non-Chalak meat, a guest could come and rely on sfeika. Maybe he's serving Chalak meat, and even if he's not, maybe non-Chalak meat is fine as well. Shalom.